Hey, what's up, guys? Mictron here with what I think is a cool, fun, entertaining, thought-provoking, and maybe even inspiring video, okay? To inspire you to be creative as you can be and to do things that's fun, that's different, okay? And that is innocent, all right? So, look, this is going to be a little bit pseudo magical, okay? This requires you to use your own mind, have your own faith, your own belief. This is going to be like a scientific hypothesis. There's nothing to necessarily prove this all the way through, but it does have some proven scientific basis to it, all right? So that's the foundation. Now, here we go. Look, you always hear me talk about superconductors, or you've heard me talk about it before, all right? You heard me talk about conductivity when it comes to the human body, the spirit being receptive. Like we're like antennas. Our bodies are antennas. We give off information. We receive information. We analyze information. We process information. All that type of stuff. That's all we doing the whole time on every level, right? So, even so, when you think of computer chips, right? What do they use for computer chips a lot of times right now? All right, silicon, right? Silicon. All right, so now silicone is derived from silicon, okay? And we know silicon is an element, right? It's a conductive element. That's why they use it on computer chips along with copper and things like that. You heard me talk about copper. You know copper is conductive. That's why a lot of spiritual people and people who are very aware and intentional about their spirituality and staying in tune with the Most High and being as receptive as we can to spirit and staying aligned, a lot of people revere copper and go other conductive elements, okay? Now, so silica is one of those, right? So the thing is, silicone, right? If you see right here, I got on some silicone rings, okay? Excuse the little ash on my hand. I took a shower not too long ago, so I'm a little ashy. All right. And then you can also see the green. You know, you can always see that when you got on copper bracelets and stuff. All right. So now with silicone, right? Silicone is what I would call, through my thinking, I'm gonna call it a conductive insulator. So we know silicon is it's a conductor, okay, of energy, all right, and electricity and things like that, and information. But silicone, when it's converted or when it's processed into what we call silicone, is more like a insulator, okay, like a rubber insulator, okay, silicone, all right. And so we know insulators, though, what insulators, they kind of control and help harness the energy, the flow of energy, okay. So look at it like I think an example I've heard before, look at it like a freeway where you got all this energy. It's an open freeway and all this energy is just shooting through, but it's not really channeled. You know what I mean? And so an insulator can help you channel and harness and focus energy. That makes sense? So when you look at it spiritually, you want to think of it the same way. Like, you want to think of it as, especially if you're very energetic, you're very I don't want to say spiritual, like to sound like that, but if you're very energetic and, you know, if you're picking up, you know, we got a lot of energies and stuff coming through at this time, all right, and we want to be able to conduct, and if you're very sensitive, okay, and gifted in a way that you're sensitive to energies and things like that, right, you want to be able to conduct and control and harness things as much as possible. So my creative idea, like I said, it's no science or nothing to back this. You can consider this pseudoscience or you know, my theory, my hypothesis would make sense to me. Maybe one day it could be proven. You know, I look at it like with these silicone rings, right? They help harness all the energy that I might take in anyway. Being out in nature a lot, you know, you have etheric energy that you're constantly taking in. You know, the wind, the air, fresh air. You know, earth, and you're taking earth from the energy from the earth. If you earth, sunlight, you know what I mean? Information, things I listen to when I'm studying and stuff. So I get a lot of forms of energy, what I consider good energy and things like that. And I like to, you know, you don't want to be overwhelmed. You can be overwhelmed by, like, if you think about what they call Kundalini experiences and stuff, and they say how sometimes it can go bad, or it can be some bad experience, or just some rough experiences, okay? Because it is such a powerful energy, okay? And look at it that way with spiritual energy. Like, it's not really a good or a bad thing. It's just powerful energy, okay? It could be powerful energy, okay? You and the Most High can use the Most High is powerful energy. Just look at it that way, okay? You know, and so anyway, the point is, anything that you can use to help, I guess you could say, stabilize energy. You know what I mean? That's what an insulator help do. That's another good word for it, is stabilize energy, okay? So even with my mouth right now, I got white gold in my mouth right now. I know that's why it's awkward. I know some of y'all probably saying, well, once you take them out so you can talk. I gotta get used to talking with them, man. But the thing about it is, even with that's another conductor, okay? So you know, when you conducting energy and pulling in as much chi as you can, and pulling in as much energy as you can, you want something that can also ground you, besides grounding, okay? Something else that can assist, you know. So I feel like that makes sense to me, you know. So there's no science behind it, you know. I never heard nobody else say this or anything like that. This will be an original video, things like that. And you know, hopefully it'll help stabilize energy while still conducting energy, because what? Silicon is a conductor, all right? When it becomes silicone, all right, then it is an insulator. So I'm calling it a conductive insulator, because even though it is processed into what we call silicone, it still has silicon in it. It's still derived from silicon, so therefore it still has conductive properties, okay? So it's still conducting energy too, while it's harnessing energy and controlling the flow of the energy, and things like that, basically. All right. Hopefully this was a good video that made sense, an original video, some good original content. And I had fun doing this video. And peace.